What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Can you guys see me? Let me know if you guys can see me. There's a little glare on the screen. Let's just wait a minute. I just want to wait for you guys. My tongue is killing me still. I think this is going to be another short live stream. My tongue's killing me. So I'm going to answer all the potential deals and then go from there. Sorry. Oh my gosh. It's honestly better if I message. But I'm going to go from there. Just wait for people to tune in. And we'll break down some deals. All right. So let's check out what we have. I saw a couple people post some deals, so I just want to see if I can help break them down for you guys.
What?
Yeah, you want to come in?
Ooh. Got my Chipotle.
Uh-oh. Look who it is. Look who it is. That looks good.
It is. Shoot. You talked about what you sold today?
I haven't. I just announced that I was live.
How long ago?
About 1 minute.
Okay.
So I'm gonna break down a couple deals for you guys, and then I'll explain something that was really cool that happened about 30 minutes ago. That you guys will like to hear about, but it's pretty cool. A pretty cool story in that sense. But let's start by breaking down a couple deals and seeing what's going on. Oh, okay. So we only have one deal today that has been posted. I'll break down this deal from yesterday as well. First, so it is a 2007 Buick Lucerne. I think I know what that is. That is a different car. That's not a common one. 115,000 miles. Condition's good. Title status is clean, so that's all good. Asking price $2,500. Desired purchase price $2,000 to $2,500. Desired sell price $3,500. KBB value $3,750 to $5,500 in Phoenix. Okay, so let's check this out. As it's loading. Oh wow. Okay, so you sent me the KBB value. If you could, if this is still available and you're still interested in it, if you could send me a link to where you found it. So if you found it on OfferUp or Craigslist, send that link if possible. This is the KBB link. You would like to value it based on private party and not a dealer. So from here to here, depending on what's fair condition, all the way up to excellent condition to you. But it's not always accurate. Remember that. It is a good reference though, especially for secondary. This will mess it up.
Mess what up?
Well, like, see what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
So.
Go all the way?
Yeah, dude. I think it kind of looks goofy.
That looks good. Look at that. You look like a shadow.
It's like just my head.
True. You're like a floating head.
So if you can, please send me the deal if you're still interested. If you're not, then it's okay. Just move on. But I think that might have been an accident too as well. So I
have a breakdown that one of our. I actually think he's part of Flipping Wheels as well. His name is Garen Phillips. He's part of Learn Plan Profit, and he asked for a 2010 Nissan 370Z.
Yeah.
Did you see that breakdown or not?
No.
Okay.
Wait, in our group?
Yeah, he sent it to me. He's going to be visiting Arizona. He's a Learn Plan Profit member, and he wanted to see if we can give him a better understanding if it's a good deal or not.
Oh yeah, of course. Where's it at?
So it's located in Texas. He didn't post it in the ticker call, so I wanted to see if we can try to look on OfferUp or on
in this area.
In this area to see what we value as a good deal.
Okay. Do you know like the model of it and stuff like that?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, so let's go to OfferUp.
Can you include me in the little video?
Yeah, man. My bad. Oh, you're in it, right?
Guys, I'm here. Trust me, I'm here.
All right, so it was you guys can see our screen. We're on OfferUp, And we're gonna evaluate a 2010 again.
2010. Let me pull it up. 2010 Nissan
370.
370Z, and this one has 50,000 miles. I believe it's a convertible.
Okay,
So-
black.
So he thought that it was an extremely good deal, which, you know,
Okay, let's
it's
do it this way.
14.9, which just looking at this right away, I wouldn't say that it's a huge deal, right?
It's listed below all these, but yes. But these are also older posts, probably.
Yeah, I would not go for 2010. Just put Nissan 350,
That's what I'm
370Z.
doing.
Yeah. Nissan?
Nissan.
Nissan.
Nissan 370Z. Okay, so
So that's for the boy Garen.
this is a black one. So let's find a black 370Z convertible with a red top. Correct? And let me turn that on. So 10. That's
Even that. So what I'm trying to have a better understanding
is a body
is it
style and the
actually
range.
the body style itself
Yeah.
for 2010 or whatever body style that is it actually a good deal? So just looking at the 2009 370Z, this one's selling for $14,900. This one has 50,000 miles, 54,000,
Okay.
or 50,622. So that one has double the miles.
Yeah, so it is a little different to compare it to. We need to find one that's within probably 90 to 130. Right?
No, this one's 50,000,
Oh, 50,000. We need to find one that's
like 10,000 less, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. So
Click on that 13, that
This one?
2014. Here, this one.
okay, sport edition. I
This
know
one has
that
to
the
be
soft
salvage
top and
title.
hard top's gonna be
I
a
would say
little
hard
factor.
top's probably still more
Yeah, valuable.
valuable.
Yeah, 100% on this.
This one's has to be
72,
salvage.
72,000
That's not bad. 2014 though. This
14.
one's salvage. Watch, it has to be.
restored salvage.
Okay, told you. Yeah, it had to be. It was too new for. But this is what we talked about last week of there being outliers.
Yep.
Right. This one's far below average market price. Let's continue to scroll down. Look, 2012. Click on that one. $14,000, and it's newer.
85K miles. It is a soft top. It's pretty appealing, honestly.
Click on the no salvage record found. Oh, they put the VIN number and everything.
Perfect.
Okay, so just with this alone, I mean, yes, the other one has lower miles.
Yeah.
But this one being 2 years newer.
Is it auto?
This one's manual, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Manual. Automatic. Okay.
And automatic, if anything, is still more desirable, right?
Correct. I've seen some manuals on the. Some of these people love.
Yeah, because they're like tuner, like JDM.
Tuner,
dudes.
yep.
Yeah.
So it's honestly, I'd say it's in a sense, an even trade up. It'll go back and forth, I think, on these, but yeah, usually automatic.
So right away, I would say 14.9 is not a good deal.
Yep. I think that if based on this with 56 to 60,000 miles, I think if you could get this for, I'd say maybe 11.5 to 12.2 would be a decent deal with
Decent.
50.
Yeah, but it's also one of the older ones. All these are 2000 and like you're comparing this with like a dealer, you know, like we
No,
definitely.
yeah, that's overpriced for
Yeah.
sure.
So we want to.
Not a Nismo.
There is a lot of them.
A lot
above
of dealers too.
15,000. Yeah. So there's also a lot of them available. So that's one of the things you also want to take into consideration that like you're gonna have a lot of competition.
Mhm.
So therefore you want to make sure that even that you dedicate time to focus on getting a really good deal because look, this one's newer and it's less. They're asking less. This one has to be salvaged. 84,000 miles. You can already tell that front bumper looks a little weird.
This looks a little.
Yeah. Selling my.
Salvage title.
Yep. Do you like how we can just like pick on like
Now, yeah,
it's
I know it's like instant. I love how it's like we're like that now. Well, what about
2013? On average, if they are clean title, because if we do remove the idea of salvage title, on average they are. I mean, we found this one though, right? Where was that one? 14. Was this the clean title?
Mm-hmm.
Clean title. It had more miles, but they're already asking less, and it's 2 years newer. So just with that idea, 14.9 is not a good deal. It's not an amazing deal.
Yeah,
I would
it's
say-
not a bad deal and it's not a good deal.
So if you can then, my goal with this would be like to try to buy a clean title with relatively normal miles. So it looks like 50 to maybe 80,000 is relatively normal miles for this. To to get a good year, decent mileage, and get the price to be closer to what the salvage title one. This question. So what's going on, Randy? What's going on, Umar? What's going on, Kirasine? Just saying what's up to everyone that has commented.
Oh, what is up?
What's going on, Isaac? So. Oh, I think it might show that it's offline.
What? YouTube?
Oh.
Stream resumed.
So it did go offline.
Oh, wow. Can you guys see us now? We should be...
Okay, so it did go offline for a little bit. So that was at 3:59. Back online. Okay. So one of the questions that we wanted to answer was, I think this is a pretty good one. So Umar is asking that he has had his GTI posted for a week, and
I know Umar.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and he still has not gotten the offers that he has wanted.
Yeah, and I remember I was texting you about this. So
what kind of GTI is it?
It's a
Volkswagen?
Yeah. So he paid $2,000 for it. I remember when you bought it. It had a little bit of rust on the emblem and on the lower panel, and I was like, hey, just be aware that rust is something that you really can't get rid of like super easy. So he had an offer for 25, and I was like, just remember that's rust. That's $500 profit. You can move on. But I don't know exactly what you're wanting to get for it, but just understand that rust in those areas can, determine a little bit of whether someone, will buy it. I mean, it makes people very skeptical in a sense. But if you would like to, I wouldn't think it'd be a bad idea to contact that potential buyer that you had about 3 days ago, and then say you would do 25. But it's always up to you.
I would say one of two things. I think that sometimes also people freak out. I know I've sometimes have been worried, and this is even with hiring cars.
Yeah.
If time goes by and I'm not getting any hits on the car that I'm trying to sell, you begin to question, like, am I selling it for a good deal? All you have to do is have an understanding of the position you're putting yourself in. So you have to look at relative other cars that are selling for around the same price and ask yourself, would you buy your own car, and is that viewed as a good deal? So did you first originally set yourself up for success? If you did and it's taking time, it just means that the type of people that are searching for that car might just be a little bit smaller than expected. Yep. But it doesn't mean that you
got
should
a bad
overwhelm
deal.
yourself. It's like the whole idea behind flipping wheels is to enjoy your car while you own it. And then, once you get a hit, then you're able to turn it around for a profit or break even. One of the things that I also want to remind you is if you're not getting enough hits, find creative ways on how to post on other platforms. Renewing your posts, posting on OfferUp, LetGo, Facebook Marketplace,
as many as you can,
Craigslist, Car Gurus. Like the list literally goes on. So there's a number of a number of platforms that I'm sure you have not posted on. So yeah, does it suck when you don't get as many hits? Yes, but what does this mean? This means, like, as an entrepreneur and as an investor, then you just simply get creative. Instead of just posting on Craigslist or OfferUp, then post on platforms that you're not really familiar with. And again, the people that you're bound to reach is much more because there's many more users on other platforms that maybe only use that platforms. eBay Motors, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, LetGo, Craigslist, Car Gurus. There's so many in which you can post to get more exposure. Renewing your posts, adding different
Keeping it at the top is very, very important. It helps a lot.
Yeah, so there's very different ways on how you can do it. So I would try that. And one of the things that we did express within the Flipping Wheels course is the idea that very often, more than not, within the first 3 days, you tend to receive one of your best offers for that specific vehicle if it's a high volume vehicle. Ask yourself, do you really think, be honest with yourself, do you really see that car to be worth more than $2,500? Is it still, not is it worth, because it could be worth anything. I can pay you $10,000 for that car if I see value in it. But the idea is, as an average person, is it a good deal at that price point? If you can justify it, then great. Then it makes sense to hold on, and there's an intention behind that. If it's not so much of a good deal, then guess what? I would lock in profits and move on to the next one.
Yep, that was well said. Good job. That was really good. That was really good. But Umar, if you have any more questions, you can also DM me in the Flipping Wheels group chat as well. I always talk to you. I think I talk to you about it every day. Really cool guy.
I like it.
Do we have any more questions?
I talk to Weston every day too.
Yes, sir. Every day.
Every day.
Umar.
So we have a couple people within Learn Plan Profit that are also tuning in right now. Is there anything when it comes down to buying and selling a car, or just buying a car for a good deal, in which you think that we can be of assistance for? So, or a value for, right? Any questions that we can answer for you? Really well said. I appreciate you, Randy. Kerosene. What's up? What's up? That sounds like a protein or something. Kerosene.
It's fluid that you like use to light lamps. I'm serious. Isn't it kerosene?
Of course, Umar. Appreciate you. Sorry I didn't recognize you, Weston. I only ever see you from the side of the angle in the mornings.
Are you talking about LPP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was asking where you were at this morning.
I woke up early this morning, but you're already live, so I was like,
And you were going to the gym.
Oh, and then I thought you weren't live, but you are still.
Yeah.
Let's see if you guys have any questions, you can ask them, especially car related for sure.
Did you already talk about your Hyundai?
Oh no. So we purchased a Hyundai Santa Fe. If you guys,
how much did you buy it for?
People on here, they'll think I overpaid. We paid $2,100.
Why do you think that they will think?
Because they don't hold value at all, and we knew this going in, but we saw something a little different in this vehicle. It being so clean and it having such low mileage, it stood out compared to the other ones, if that makes sense. And nothing was, there's things that I noticed, like it not being tire shined, it being in the driveway, little signs that showed that it was an actual, authentic, individual that's had it for a long time. And on top of that, it was a one owner vehicle. Saying all that, we posted it 3 hours ago at max. We sold it about hour and a half ago. It was on Craigslist and OfferUp only for about 2 hours total, and we sold it for $3,000 flat. So a $900 profit in about 3 hours of being listed.
I told him that he made more money than I did trading today with his buying and reselling of the car. But we have pretty good questions. I just think that with your experience today, with how you were able to turn around that $2,100 car, people always ask how much do you need to get started. People think that they need $10,000 because it's a car. Registration was less than $100 for that car. The overall prorated refund that you get is a majority of that. So the ownership expenses are very minute. Insurance, you can add it and remove it, and then you get that prorated refund back.
Yep.
On top of that, you have a car that you're able to enjoy, and
I think the percent return is so cool on some of the budget stuff.
The percent return with the lower end cars, the everyday cars, are much greater if you can do it in a mass scale, kind of like a dealership, in comparison to what I see a lot of other people doing. So for a lot of those that are watching right now, we have a lot of good questions right now. So this is from Hector. So how would you accurately value a rebuild or salvage vehicle? I want to answer this, and then you feel free to, do you mind?
100%.
Okay, so the way that I would answer this is the reason that there's so much uncertainty with a salvage title vehicle is because it's very hard to determine what the damage was. There's a complete difference of, people always say that, oh, no frame damage, it was just the front bumper or something like that. And to really try to express how minute the accident was. Therefore, it's like, oh, it's barely salvage title. Like, when something is salvage title, it's salvage title because the value to repair it according to the insurance exceeded more than what
75% of the vehicle.
Correct.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you don't know if there was frame damage or not. So the question, or to answer this, it's such an open-ended answer because it is so specific. Some cars really do devalue much more than others when it comes down to having that salvage title like badge. And the easiest way for me to put it is, I would only buy a salvage title car if it's a no-brainer to buy it, because even if it is salvage title, that it's such a good deal that it just would make sense. Like if I were to say cars are selling for $10,000, there's a Honda Civic. They're all selling for $10,000. But if I find one for $5,000, at the end of the day, people want a good deal. And to some, and not all, but to some people that are okay with salvage title, they're okay to overcome the idea of it having that salvage title because of the difference in price. So that's always something that you want to ask yourself is, does the difference in price make up for that salvage title? And again, that answer is different for every single car out there. Would you agree or no?
That's perfectly put.
Okay, so
Perfectly put.
what do you recommend to get started with flipping cars? Trying to make some money from LPP to start flipping wheels. Okay, Steven, so one of the first things is you can already join Flipping Wheels if you're not part of the free Facebook group. I believe the link should be down below for all those that are tuning in right now. We have the free Facebook group, and we just, even if we can be of value and of assistance even within that free group, that's our goal, right? If you're interested in getting mentored by us and going live with Weston literally almost every single day and send him every deal that you find, then that's the whole point of the mentorship. You have access to the course and stuff like that. My number one tip, let's do this. If you're actually interested in trying to find good car deals, you can work something out with Weston that if he really helps you, right? Have you talked about your Tacoma yet?
No.
Or do you want to talk about it or no?
Yeah. I would love to. That's my favorite one. And
the whole idea that these are the deals that I hope and would like to work towards every member within Flipping Wheels encounters. He found, Weston and Caleb found a Toyota Tacoma that was posted for $2,000. And if you guys know anything about trucks, what do you guys know about Toyota Tacomas? They maintain their value very well. This Toyota Tacoma was extremely beat up, but regardless, Weston was able to negotiate his way down to $1,100.
$1,100.
$1,000. $1,100 for this truck. And what do you think it's worth as it stands?
As it stands, I don't want to overshoot it, so I'm going to say extremely safe, $2,800 after someone negotiates.
The whole idea is safe. Even if you can go from $1,000 to $2,000, how many of you guys would do that in a heartbeat? That's the goal, right? To be able to double your money when it comes down to anything. But the whole idea and the way that they were able to succeed with this is they need to first understand like what this car is worth and how to take action from that. And we have people within Flipping Wheels that literally will only buy and resell Tacomas because they have such huge demand. And when you find these outliers of people that either really need money or just really think that they beat up their truck, that it's not worth anything, that's what we view as golden little nuggets that you have to be quick. I think it was posted for 4 hours.
4 hours on Let Go only. And Let Go's not near as popular in our area. Back home, like in Arkansas, it was. So every state's different, but it just wasn't as popular. So we knew that even though, because if it was posted for 4 hours on Craigslist, it would have been gone. So I understood that, and we capitalized on it, and had to drive an hour to go get it.
Another thing, it was posted in Florence, which is a very distant area in Arizona.
A lot of people probably weren't willing to drive.
And weren't willing to drive to maybe to have some form of surprise. Having someone like Caleb and Weston that are extremely motivated to always be looking for good deals, they bought the Santa Fe and then they drove straight to go pick up this Tacoma as well. I think you guys bought 2 cars that day, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So my whole idea, and to kind of answer your question as well, would be, Steven, if you're actually interested in getting started when it comes down to buying and reselling cars, the first thing that you have to learn is how to determine like what a car is worth and how to determine that value within your area. So once you have that kind of like idea in the back of your head, once you see that Toyota Tacoma posted, it's just an idea, right? That car, that truck. Once you see that thing posted and you can just visually know based off of your knowledge, common knowledge, that that's an outlier, that it's super cheap. Now you just work on negotiating, trying to close a deal. You get to enjoy the truck. This guy loves Tacoma, so regardless, even if he were to break even, he would truly just enjoy the process of driving it around. So my goal with you, Steven, or for anyone that's watching right now, if you guys are actually serious, we have the 30-day challenge. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning that if you don't learn anything new, you didn't find the course to be of value, or you didn't find success within the first 30 days, we issue you a full refund within the Flipping Wheels course. That's simple. So if you want to test it out and you're serious about it, that would be my, if you want to be, and do well within a market, you want to surround yourself with people that are doing well already, right? And I think it's kind of just the 1-in-1. So if you're willing to take that investment decision, right, to join the team, then just know that if you are committed to it, but you end up not finding it of value before 30 days, then we'll just give you a refund. That's simple. So let me go ahead and answer. Let's see. So came over from LPP. My uncle has a 2011 ML 350 with 150K kilometers, and he's looking for me to list in it. It's got 11K in repairs, done under warranty.
I'm not gonna be able to give any help on that one.
Should I list it cheaper than most?
Okay, that question.
So Rob, my first thing when it comes down to listing anything, I don't even care if a car is given to me. One of the things that you have to understand is how do you know what to list a car for, a vehicle for, is you dedicate time to see what that car is being sold for already around your area and maybe neighboring areas. With that being said, you'll have an understanding of that market value in your area. So if you do want to give someone a good deal, then you can take, let's say if they're being posted for 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, closer to lower price points while still making sure that you're not a complete outlier, that you're leaving money on the table. It really also comes down to how aggressive you want to sell it. If you're okay with keeping it and holding it on for a while, then maybe post it a little bit higher. If you want to get rid of it a little bit quicker, then again, you can post it closer to it being maybe the lowest price one. So again, it's all determined on first understanding what that car is worth, just so you don't leave money on the table.
Yep. Perfect.
Mine was salvage, fixed myself, just a hood bumper and bumper enforcement. Okay. Salvage titles can be major steals. I agree, 100%. Even if you guys are just looking for cars to like buy and enjoy, I remember I picked up last year, totally invested in this car for like $4,500, and it was a 2013 Hyundai Genesis 2.0 Turbo. That's a cool car.
Yeah, it is.
That's
really.
a cool, and we
Turbo
sold it for like $1,500 profit. But the idea behind that is like, regardless if you sell it for a profit, just imagine enjoying it for a year, driving around a cool car, and not losing money behind it.
Yeah, literally.
The goal that I have in life when it comes down to anything that I buy is understanding or creating a way on how to not lose money where the average person normally does.
Yeah.
What? The stock market, cars. I'm a huge car guy, right? I'm going to buy cars in the future. I don't want to lose money on it, so I educate myself on how not to lose money. And then on top of that, real estate. You're going to buy houses, educate yourself on how to determine what a good deal is and ensuring that you do your part and getting in for a good deal. So whatever markets you partake in, if you like shoes, if you like jewelry, inform yourself on what a good deal is so you don't lose money where the average person does, so you can always stay ahead.
Perfect.
How much would you consider listing a 2019 Volkswagen e-Golf with 4,500 miles? I have it on Craigslist Auto Trader offer up, and it has no offers yet. 25K prices around similar vehicles. So again, Vix, I think that the answer that we just gave over to Raw is something that would relate to you as well. You have to determine what the average vehicle is worth in area, and depending on how aggressive you are to either sell it or not sell it will determine where you are within that either low price or higher price spectrum. Thank you for all the help, Rick and Wes, of course. Rick, I tried to list it on Car Gurus. Yeah, that's a newer car, so you definitely want, you have to think as someone that's trying to buy that car. Craigslist is a traditional platform, Facebook Marketplace, maybe even reaching out to some dealerships that might be willing to do on consignment sales for you.
You're talking about that 2019, right?
Yeah,
2019. Because, and I think that's a great one, on consignment, because you can, this is going to sound, it'll make sense. If someone's looking for a new car, it would be easier for a dealership to sell that on consignment because you can push someone over to a 2019 used model. Whereas, a lot of people won't start looking in Craigslist for 2019 vehicles.
And I think you hit it right on the head when it comes down to that. It's like, when you go and buy, think about it. When you have the idea, you are someone that wants to buy a brand new car.
Yep.
2019, that's a brand new car.
Yep.
Or a pre-owned car. Are you really going to go on Craigslist? Think about it. Yes, you might, but do majority of people do it? No. So what can you do to get your foot in the door for those that are willing to pay for 2019? Present your vehicle in areas that are being sold. So if you can do on consignment sales where they maybe have those style of cars, maybe go to a local Volkswagen, people that specialize in Volkswagen, or used car dealership, that is willing to do on consignment, where you're like, you know that dealerships can always sell it for a little bit more. Of course, it's still under your name, but they're going to just ask for a small fee usually. So on consignment sales is definitely something that we talked about within the Flipping Wheels course, and especially for those higher end cars. My 2016 Porsche GT3 RS, I'm having trouble finding buyers for it. So I sent it on over to a dealership in Scottsdale that, guess what, has a previous client base of higher end sales. So therefore they're able to use their marketing approach and their overall previous customers, right, that go in and out, because they have that specific demographic for those higher end vehicles. So yeah. What is the acceptable fee for an on consignment sell? That's dependent on you. Obviously, you want to negotiate that, but I pay anywhere from around $500 to $1,000. But I'm also someone that's selling cars that are over $100,000. You also want to take into consideration on what they're going to be posting the car for, what they think it's worth, and based off of what you're okay with accepting, think about it. Don't just leave money on the table, but also don't be greedy. Think about what you want at the end of the day, what they're going to sell it for, and what you're okay with keeping. It's a lot of open-ended thinking, but again, it's informing yourself on what you want and what they can do for you and what you value that at.
Yeah.
Do you ever buy a car you have to fix? Weston, you got this.
Yes, I have bought cars, especially when I first started out, and I actually enjoyed it. But I also understood, before I bought the car, I understood that make and model and common issues. I would look them up on Google, see what was common sometimes. But yeah, so the Tacoma, for example, the bed on it has completely been wrecked, but I knew that the frame underneath was completely straight. Saying that, you can literally get a whole bed. It's almost like a tub, and it just lifts up with 4 bolts or 8 sometimes. It lifts up, and then I can put a new one on. And I knew right away that I could get a whole bed matching, faded, used, matching this one for about $800 to $1,000, and that would put me at about $2,000 in this Tacoma. That after that would be worth around $5,000 to $6,000 safely. So yes, I do fix them up, but it's all about what you want to do. If you want to save time on labor and you know cars well, then I would recommend it. But there's also times where if you're a little new and you're not sure, then I'd recommend finding cars that are up and running and ready to go.
Definitely. I would never buy a car that I have to fix because it's not really worth my time, nor do I want to dedicate the time for it. If you're someone that's really passionate and handy when it comes down to that work, trust me, everything that this guy is going to do to that Toyota Tacoma, it's not something that I would have a common knowledge of doing. And I'm okay with admitting that just because my best interest is not there.
And both styles are still profitable.
Again, it's with every market out there, I don't care what it is, there's multiple different ways to still get the same end result, and the same end result is success, right?
Yep.
Very quick question. We have Muhammad asking, so you're thinking about buying a 2018 Honda Accord. You found one for around 15 to 17 with a rebuilt tile and the amount of miles. I really like it, but I don't want to overpay. Muhammad, direct message Weston. If you're part of One Plan Profit or if you're part of Flipping Wheels, direct message Weston. And send him the listings that you are looking at. I want to make sure that Weston just takes like 5 minutes, looks at what they're selling for in our area. And again, it's not about, hey, is this okay to buy? But it's like, is this an absolute steal?
Yeah.
And Muhammad, with your understanding of just seeing what those cars are selling for in your area, you can easily answer that by a quick, again, no emotions attached. I don't care how much it is that you want to buy it. I don't want you to overpay. I don't want to overpay.
Regardless of how bad you want it.
Just think about it as an investment. Does it make sense? If it does, great. If it doesn't, then negotiate or walk away. That's simple.
Yep.
So, do you ever buy a car? Okay, so what are acceptable consignment fees? I don't know. Okay, thanks. I appreciate it. 2017 salvage Ford Fiesta for $1,000 last year. Sold it for $3,000.
Kerosene.
I mean, definitely that's the goal. I can't say that happens all the time.
Yeah, but if you understand it and it made sense, then that's awesome. And it seemed like it did. So
the whole idea is to take action when the opportunity presents itself, and that sounds like that's exactly what you did, Kerosene.
That's awesome. My computer is getting close to dying. We'll end it here soon. Do we have any more questions?
I think we're all good.
Good? All righty.
All right, guys. Well, for all those that are tuned in that are not part of Flipping Wheels, again, if you guys are looking just to simply connect with other members that are buying and reselling cars or focusing on getting good car deals, then click the link down below. It's the free Flipping Wheels Facebook group. It's absolutely for free and just gives us another way on how to stay connected. On top of that, if you heard about the 30-day Flipping Wheels challenge and you would like to learn more about that to see if you're willing to work with us and the Flipping Wheels team, send either Weston or myself a direct message asking a little bit more about that. We can jump on a phone call and answer any questions that you might have. But I really hope that Weston and I earned your thumbs up in this video. Drew Fit, appreciate you.
Yo.
Drew, if I'm not mistaken, you're in Arizona.
He's close. He works out at 1440 right here.
He does?
Yeah.
You've seen him?
He's got pictures on his Instagram. Yeah. I talked to him.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Cool dude.
So, appreciate your guys' time. If you guys are in the area and looking to buy and resell cars, regardless if you're part of Flipping Wheels or not, we'll try to work something out where we could either film a video with you and just empowering you and showing you how to determine what a good car deal is worth. And we can kind of go from there. Here in Gilbert. Drew, I appreciate that. Gilbert boys.
He's muscled up.
Is he? Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.
All right. We'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.